And I respect people that are wanting to protect their privacy.
Hi beautiful people, welcome back. Hope everybody is doing fantastic wherever you are in this world. Yes, I know everything is still going on in the Ukraine. My prayers are still with them. It's just so sad to watch on a daily basis, you know, the devastation that is going on and the poor kids that are suffering through this. You know, I had a good cry. I think it was maybe Thursday night when I was watching all these sick kids, and some of them were cancer patients and they had to be forced out of Ukraine. And basically just them on this train with their parents, with the clothes on their back, leaving family behind. It's just so heartbreaking. You guys, once again, if you have and want to contribute to donating to any of these organizations, I'll leave them down below. I don't want this to be a long video, and I'm sure it's going to end up being a long video. First of all, please do not take what I say as fact. Feel free to do your own research and come to your own conclusion. Off the back, I want to apologize to you guys for I did upload a video on Friday, and unfortunately as I was uploading the video, something came up which I had to just drop everything, get in my truck and just head down to Texas. And I actually even canceled uploading on my computer and I ended up uploading it off my phone. And I did leave out the links, which now the links are in there. If I'm missing some links that I mentioned, please feel free to let me know and I'll include the link. I do apologize about that. Secondly, when I talk about KJ, I am not talking about anybody else but KJ. I was wrong. I should have been more clear stating this. I did offend somebody, and I am truly sorry if I offended anybody else in regard to how KJ, I was talking about how KJ grieved for a son not being a healthy child. But at the end of, that's wrong of me to say, but all I am getting to is the fact that, you know, there are so many people out there that can't have kids, that desperately wants kids. Even if the kids are not perfect, they will be grateful to have a child. I take offense to Katie Joy because Katie Joy treats her son as though his disabilities define who he is. Kids are defining the odds daily. He has crossed so many milestones, but she won't focus on that. She'll focus on his disability. In my opinion, I get offended because kids are a joy. We are responsible for them. It's our responsibility to love for them, care for them, protect them. And I just don't see Katie Joy doing this. And it is heartbreaking to me. And once again, I truly apologize if I offended anybody else. It was not my intention. And it never will be my intention. Once again, you guys, when I talk about or make videos about Katie Joy, it's specifically about Katie Joy and her bad behavior and nobody else. Please don't take offense if you are in the situation, because I talk to a lot of people personally via DMs, text messages, and they tell me their experiences with their kids with disabilities, and it's not easy. I know it's not an easy road, but at the end of the day, this is what you got to deal with. You can't for the rest of your life sit there and just complain about the cards you've been dealt. Let me make one statement. I'm not perfect. Never claim to be perfect, never will be perfect. I'm not a perfect parent. I'm not a perfect mother. I'm just not a perfect person. I do everything to the best of my ability. My kids, I will protect them to the ends of the earth. If they are wrong, they will suffer the consequences. Am I judging anybody else's parenting? No, not at all. It breaks my heart to see how this woman has no faith in her own kid. In my opinion, what I observe is how she neglects her kid. She made the choice to make this her livelihood, which I feel is so irresponsible because it's not guaranteed. Again, I'm not perfect. I don't claim to be perfect. I'm human. I truly apologize if I offended you. It was not my intention, and please forgive me if you felt that I did offend you. And thirdly, you guys, I know a lot of you are asking me to upload more. I would love to upload more. I am a very busy person. I'm raising 4 kids that are still at home. Quick side note, like this morning, my eldest daughter started her first adult job, you know, her 9-to-5 job. She got ready for work this morning. I was like, okay, oh my gosh, I can't believe this is happening. You know, we're in school. Let me take a picture of you. She was like, Mom, I am no longer a child. Can you stop? Please, can you stop? I said, but I'm proud of you. And it's like, time has gone by. I can't believe you're an adult, you're in the real world, you're working 9-to-5. She was just not impressed with me. Not at all impressed with me. I am so busy. I try my best. Also, KJ is just a person that's irrelevant in my life, but it also just works on my last nerve how she just can't get it. She hurts so many people, and that's the most frustrating part about it. I, at one point, was like a lot of other people. I watched her, I followed her, until it got to the point where I started to see the real reason why she does what she does. And the hardest thing for me right now is to sit back, especially now. And in my opinion, she's taking advantage of this family. Can you imagine? Can you imagine how she's love bombing on this family? Telling them exactly what they need to hear. Making them believe she's on their side. Making them believe that they are safe with her. We all know, people like me that do videos about KJ, they follow KJ, know that this is not true. This is just a paycheck for KJ. I've said this over and over and over again. And just give it time, you guys. She's gonna show her true colors eventually. And I firmly believe, I think it has already started from the last live that she did Sunday night.
I also want to remind people that this is not about a Miranda versus the Wilkins family. This is not a Miranda versus the internet. This is actually a group of dancers. And if people want to focus on just Miranda, that's on you. But there's plenty of other people that have come out. Today, one of Aubrey's friends and one of Kylie's friends shared some stories where she said that she misses her friends. You know, Jake Kodish was friends with Slavic. You know, this is not isolated to her. James's ex-wife says that he's not really talking to his son. This isn't just about Miranda. And anyone that wants to make it about Miranda is kind of just missing the whole point here. It's not about Miranda. It's about a group of dancers that have been taken in by a cult.
I think this is where KJ is all up in her head. She feels she's got this, and it feels to me as though she does not need the Wilkins family anymore. But that's just my opinion. So in regard to, if you want to keep up to date on KJ's daily shenanigans, I highly suggest you go and subscribe to All Things Sassy. Charlotte on the web. I was actually sent links to actually watch some of the things that Charlotte has been talking about, and I did get it on my trip back from Texas yesterday. I had like 6-7 hours to, you know, catch up, and she truly does keep up to date on a daily basis. So feel free, go and subscribe, go watch if you want to truly keep up. I would love to say I'm going to upload more. I can't promise you that. I did promise you guys that I'm going to go over all KJ's Instagram lives and call her out on her bullshit. First of all, I am going to link EKCPEOPLESUCK down below. That's Erin's YouTube channel. She actually did a video about KJ's first live that she did in regard to this group. I don't think anybody could have done a better job, in my opinion. I don't think I could have done a better job. She did a phenomenal job. And the best thing about Erin for me is the comedy she puts into all this, because at this point now, everybody just looks at KJ like the joke that she is, in my opinion, because she is just waiting for that one story to give her a big break. And there's nothing wrong with that, but just do it in a truthful and dignified way. That's all I'm saying. And then you have WOACB versus WOACB. I've mentioned her before. She is absolutely phenomenal the way she does her videos. She basically uses KJ against herself. It must take a lot of time. Please, you guys, feel free, go ahead, check these people out. They are absolutely amazing. Even All Things Sassy, she holds Katie Joy accountable, and she calls out her bullshit too. And she does it more frequently than I do. So all those links will be listed down below. Also, you guys, if you have Twitter, I highly suggest you go and you follow Llama GIrl and you follow Penelope Harris. They will put clips on there that will blow your mind in regard to KJ. I promise you, you guys, you will not, absolutely not be disappointed. So Katie Joy posted this on her Instagram, and I was like, no, you're missing something out, because to me this sounds KJ to the T. She says, gaslighting. Gaslighting is a tactic in which a person or entity, in order to gain more power, makes a victim question their reality. It works much better than you think. Anyone is susceptible to gaslighting, and it is a common technique of abusers, dictators, narcissists, and cult leaders. And in my opinion, KJ actually forgot to put in con artist, which in my opinion, I truly think she is no better than Robert Shinn that she's reporting on, because at the end of the day, I feel I'm not downplaying the pain of the Wilkins, okay? I'm human. I always put myself in other people's shoes to see where they're at, how they feel, and stuff like that. I have a child that's the same, not the same age, a year younger than Miranda. And I think about, what would I do? And me, myself, personally, I know what I would do, you know, but I'm not judging what the Wilkins are doing. They're doing what they feel is best for their family, for their daughter. I get it. But the thing I do not appreciate, as I said, is the fact that I feel KJ is taking advantage of this family's pain, their trauma. Off the back, when Katie came to report about how the story fell on her lap, the first conclusion she came to is that they're in a cult and they've been human trafficked.
I've been covering this story with these dancers, and I've had some amazing conversations with people today and yesterday. But it sounds like what's happening here is illegal, and the information I'm receiving is making me feel like human trafficking is happening, and that concerns me.
With the Wilkins family, I get it. They're desperate. They want their daughter back. They're going to take whatever help they can get to their daughter. But also, they got to be careful who they trust, because at this point, you got to realize she is not a child. She's an adult. She can make decisions for herself. And like I said before, I feel this is a family issue. KJ, I think it's been maybe a week, 2 weeks, 1.5, 2 weeks she's been reporting on this. She has blown this whole situation, in my opinion, out of control. You believe they're in a cult. You believe that they are being human trafficked. And from the first live that she did to where she's at now, from the last live she did Sunday night, she has hit a total 360-degree turn. From this is about Miranda being held against her will, she's been manipulated, to Sunday, this is not about Miranda. Excuse me? But most importantly, you guys, this is a pattern for KJ. And we've seen it. Those of us that report on her have seen it. It's a pattern for her. When I first heard about the story, I truly thought, you know what? Robert Shinn, just a con artist. Truly a con artist. Took these young adults that are so talented, that were not getting their big break, promised them the world. And when you're in that situation, you've worked so hard all your life, you want to be in a certain place, and nobody recognized you, to where now somebody is recognizing you. You believe them. You're going to take your chances on them. And in my opinion, that's exactly what happened. Unfortunately, I've never come across cults where dancing is permitted, listening to secular world music is permitted. When you're living in a cult, you basically cut off from the world, not even just your family, but from the world. Now she's reported that they do get paid. Unfortunately, the management side is taking 40% of their earnings and giving them the balance. She reported that they live together 3 at a time. In a cult, you live in a communal, so I could be so wrong. But this is the fucked up part, is when she was trying to sell the story. She put it out there that these kids are dancing for Robert Shinn.
So someone told me that Robert rents a 5,000 square foot home, which, just so you guys realize, that home that they film at isn't a mansion. I mean, 5,000 square feet it's a large house, but it's not a mansion. It's not a California mansion by any means. It's big enough to give you the idea that it's rich, but he is spending, someone told me, $12,000 a month to stay there alone. And then the kids are going there and filming at his house to songs that he picks, and they're dancing for him. How fucked up is that?
Katie Joy does not report on facts. Let's be clear, she reports on hearsay. I'm gonna leave links of people that are reporting on this in an unbiased way, in a caring way. I would encourage all friends, family, and dancers to learn about gaslighting if you aren't familiar. When a narcissist or cult leader, and I'm gonna add, or con artist, is confronted with criticism or the truth, they will deflect the questions or concerns and gaslight. For instance, 7M is playing on BIPOC. They will accuse family and friends of racism. They are controlling every facet of the dancers' lives, but will accuse others of controlling the dancers. They will claim concerns are only because of jealousy. The dancers' reasons for disconnecting from their families will change and shift when one narrative doesn't work. The cult will convince the dancers that it's the world harming them, not 7M. Isn't that what Katie Joy is doing? Let me give you a typical example. There's one of the dancers, and once again, I'm going to say this. Katie does not have facts. She's reporting on hearsay. So she decides to talk about this one young lady called Alexandria. And Katie put it out there that she actually married for paperwork, for citizenship in the United States.
They were even explaining to me like the visas for dancing and how they do actually think that Gordon and Alexandra might be married simply because Alexandra is from Australia. And they said that Alexandra had sent them a photo outside of like a Honda place getting like married or something. So they think if any of the couples in the group are actually married, it would be Alexandra and Gordon, and it would be because Alex was here on a visa for performing, and she used to have to go home all the time to get the visa renewed, and now she's not having to do that.
Why, Katie Joy? Do you know how much trouble you can get this young lady in? Because that's what you're reporting is not facts. You don't know that to be true. Katie Joy's followers are vile. Anybody can contact immigration, okay, and report this young lady on hearsay, damage her future, and then what y'all gonna do? Can we look at both sides of the coins, you guys? Don't go off hearsay, go off facts, because that can be so dangerous. Then she goes on and she says it's very similar to someone in an abusive relationship. Leaving isn't simple because of the techniques they use to keep members there. And this is the thing with KJ. She will love bomb you, she'll gaslight you. Look what she was doing the other night on her live, talking about the dance community.
Like beautiful dancers that are putting out such like, oh my gosh, the best part of this entire story has been learning so much about you guys, seeing all of your videos, having an opportunity to speak to you guys. It's been, oh man, my heart has just been like pitter-pattering over. You guys are so lovely, so beautiful. You have such good hearts. You're so creative. You're so intuitive. It's, yeah, like beautiful people, beautiful dancers. And
What good people they are, and it's actually quite sickening sitting and watching that. In the beginning, Katie Joy was all about Miranda, because the family was giving her all the information she needed to get going with the story. Now all of a sudden it's not only about Miranda. Okay. Then she learned about tie-dyes, made a fool of herself, because I actually follow Llama GIrl on Twitter. It took her no time to get the age of tie-dyes, because Katie Joy, the reporter, the journalist, couldn't find his age. In the meantime, she was spelling his name wrong. Then you get B-Dash. She went and she reported about his trauma, what he went through when he was young. She spoke to the mother of his child. She's putting it out there that these black men are not concerned about their kids, trying to say that they deadbeat dads, these black men, okay? Why is that okay? Just to get a story out, to get the clicks, to get the views, which equates to money for her, and that proves it's just about the paycheck. Then she changed the storyline to, we can't blame tie-dyes, or we can't blame this person or that person. Which story do you want to stick with, Katie Joy? And then this is what not offended me, but it's like, stay in your lane. Stay in your lane. You're a person that doesn't even leave your house, but you think you want to talk for a black person or the black community? This is what she said. Okay. She says, Melanie and her boyfriend, let's stop making the Wilkins, even spelled that wrong, issue with B-Dash about race. It's not about race, it's about the cult. Okay. Then she says, the worst part of this cult is that they are preying on black dancers, exploiting them, and then making them believe that everyone is mad at them because they are black. On the contrary, everyone loves the black dancers and wants the cult to stop harming them. To my knowledge, there's also whites on this dance club, in this dance group. They are being treated the same way as these black people. So why are you making it about race? Are you trying to gain points for the black community? You don't have a damn clue what you're doing, Katie Joy. This is the way I see what she reported here. It's like the black person can't think for themselves. They're not smart enough to make decisions for themselves. Really? All her deep dive and her digging that she's doing, do you know this woman had the audacity to call out Beyonce, and actually had the audacity to say that Beyonce can't even dance?
Beyonce, when she did I Run the World stuff, or was that she did that I Run the World or something like that. Dancers for hers, she was going to shoot all the videos in like 1 week, and dancers, if they wanted to be on auditions, dancers that were going to go to her thing, they had to pay to fly for the audition, and then they had to pay to stay, and she paid them next to nothing for all of her videos. Meanwhile, she's a fucking billionaire, right? Making tons of cash on this. And yes, we're watching you, Beyonce, but is Beyonce really that good of a dancer? Not that, like...
Do you think the beehives will appreciate that? She's playing with fire. She truly is playing with fire. And if anybody in the black community, if you're a black person, tell me how you feel about this. Because now it truly agitates me, because she's trying to say that a black person, like Vic, He's white, he's Caucasian, okay? So he is in the same situation. So how come it's okay for him to be there? Because he can make up his mind. So it's like he wants to be there. He's dumb enough to be there, to be manipulated, to be brainwashed. But the black person, they're there because they couldn't think for themselves. Am I making any sense, you guys? But KJ being all nice and acting like she's concerned, she wants the best for these young adults, she has a heart, that's all a facade. Because I'm gonna link down below the true Katie Joy and the two different personalities of Katie Joy, the YouTube Katie Joy and the Instagram Katie Joy. I feel so sorry for these parents. At the end of the day, the truth will come out. And do you think by doing all this here is helping those people? It's more pushing them away than anything else. Because let's not forget, in the beginning when she told us about the story, she says that what the Shinns and this management team is doing is illegal and these young adults are being human trafficked. Let's not forget that. At that point, all Katie Joy saw in her eyes was a big payday, and this was her jackpot. She was bragging about how producers were reaching out to her, and unfortunately, in my opinion, that producer must have not ever contacted her back, because why did she come and give an explanation of how they can't make this work? Bullshit. Just research KJ. If you want to put your trust in her, make sure you can trust the right person. So you guys, I'm going to leave it like this, and like I have said before, this is a family matter, the way I see it in my opinion. KJ reports on Hearsay, and whatever she finds during her digging into people's personal lives on the internet that she finds, she interprets it and reports it to fit her own storyline, to fit what will get her followers, subscribers, views, clicks, which equals to a payday for Katie Joy. Thank you guys so much for watching. I do have more coming up. I will, if you see video coming one after the other, it means I do have time to get these videos out. I appreciate you guys so much for your support. Please don't forget to like, subscribe, ring the notification bell so you'll be notified each time I upload. Have a wonderful rest of your week. Please be kind to one another and make good memories. Bye guys.